My name is Anna, and this is my story. It all started when I made a decision I never thought I would have to make. I stole money. I didn't want to, but life left me with no choice. Let me explain. I have a younger brother. He's everything to me. One day he got into serious trouble. He owed a large sum of money to some very dangerous people. They told him, "Pay up or we'll kill you." He came to me crying and begged for help. I didn't know what to do. I had no money, and I couldn't ask anyone for help. But then I thought about Alex. Alex is a rich guy. Money, cars, a huge house. He had liked me for a long time, but I didn't feel the same. He always said, "I can give you anything, Anna, but you must be mine." I didn't love him. How could I ask him for help? But my brother's life was at risk. I couldn't let anything happen to him. So I went to Alex. "Alex, I need your help," I said. "My brother's in trouble. Please lend me some money." He smiled and said, "I'll give you all the money you need, Anna. But there's one condition." Felt nervous. "What is it?" Asked. "You must marry me," he said. Froze. How could he say that, especially now? I told him no. I told him I didn't love him. But Alex didn't care. He said, "If you want the money, you must be mine." I was desperate. My brother needed me. I thought about it and finally agreed. Alex handed me the money. I took it, but deep down I knew I couldn't marry him. That night I went to his house again. I wanted to return the money and end this, but Alex wouldn't listen. He came closer, smiling in a way that made me feel scared. Panic. On the table there was a vase. I grabbed it and hit Alex with it. He fell. I didn't wait. I took the money and ran. I ran for a long time until my legs felt weak. Then I saw a small house. It was quiet, the lights off. I knocked on the door. A young man opened it. His name was Jack. He looked surprised to see me. "Please," I said. "Help me. I have nowhere to go." Jack looked at me for a moment, then nodded. "Come in." I stayed at Jack's house for 3 days. During that time the police came looking for me. Alex must have called them. They searched everywhere but didn't find me. Jack helped me hide. He was kind and understanding. I told Jack everything about my brother, about Alex, and why I stole the money. Jack listened without judgment. He didn't get angry. He just said, "You did what you had to do for your family." Jack was different from Alex. He was calm, kind, and understanding. He made me feel safe. After 3 days, it was time for me to leave. I didn't want to, but I couldn't stay forever. I thanked Jack for everything and said goodbye. But as I walked away, something strange happened. I couldn't stop thinking about him. His face, his voice, his kindness. Why couldn't I stop thinking about Jack? Was it possible I liked him? No, it couldn't be. I just met him. But the more I thought about it, the clearer it became. I did like him. No, I loved him. I didn't know what to do. Should I go back and tell Jack how I feel, or should I keep running? My heart was full of questions, but one thing was clear. I couldn't forget him. Jack changed my life. He showed me what kindness and love really mean. And now I could only hope that one day I'd see him again. Days turned into weeks, but my thoughts didn't change. I couldn't forget Jack. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw his face. Every time I sat alone, I remembered his words. My heart was restless. My brother was safe now. I used the money to pay off his debt. The dangerous people left him alone, and I was happy about that. But deep inside I felt empty. Something was missing. One day I made a decision. I would go back. I didn't know if Jack would accept me, or even if he would want to see me again, but I had to try. I packed a small bag and began my journey. When I reached Jack's house, my heart raced. What if he was angry? What if he didn't want to see me again? I stood at the door, unsure of what to do. Finally, I knocked. The door opened, and there he was, Jack. He looked surprised to see me. "Anna," he said, "you're back." "Yes," I said, my voice shaking. "I came to thank you again and to tell you something." Jack stepped aside and let me in. We sat at the small table in his living room. I looked at him, trying to find the right words. "Jack," I began, "you were so kind to me. You helped me when no one else would. I can't stop thinking about you. I think I've fallen in love with you." Jack looked at me. For a moment, he didn't say anything. Felt nervous. Had I made a mistake? Finally, he smiled. "Anna," he said, "I've been thinking about you too. I missed you every day since you left. I didn't know if I would ever see you again, but I hoped you would come back." My heart felt like it was going to burst. "You mean you feel the same way?" "Yes," he said. "I do." We sat in silence for a moment, just looking at each other. I couldn't believe it. Jack cared about me as much as I cared about him. Over the next few weeks, Jack and I spent a lot of time together. He showed me his garden, his favorite books, and even his old guitar. He made me laugh and feel safe, something I hadn't felt in a long time. But life wasn't simple. Alex hadn't given up. He wanted revenge. One evening, while Jack and I were sitting outside, we heard a car approaching. My heart sank. I knew it was Alex. He got out of the car with two men. They looked angry. "Anna," Alex said, "you thought you could steal from me and run away?" Jack stood up, stepping between us. "Leave her alone," he said firmly. Alex laughed. "And who are you?" "Her protector. Stay out of this." "I won't let you hurt her," Jack said. The tension was thick. Alex's men started to move closer, but Jack didn't back down. He looked strong and calm, but I could see he was ready to fight if he had to. "I'll call the police," Jack said. "Do you really want more trouble, Alex?" Alex hesitated. He didn't want the police involved. Finally, he sneered and said, "This isn't over, Anna. You owe me." Then he turned and left. After that night, Jack and I decided to leave the town. It wasn't safe anymore. We packed our things and moved to a small, quiet village far away. Life in the village was peaceful. Jack found a job as a teacher and I started working at a small shop. We were happy. We didn't have much, but we had each other, and that was enough. One evening, as we sat by the fire, Jack looked at me and said, "Anna, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you marry me?" Tears filled my eyes. "Yes," I said. "Yes, I will." Our wedding was simple but beautiful. We didn't need a big celebration. All we needed was love. Looking back, I realize how much I've changed. I made mistakes, but those mistakes led me to Jack. He taught me what it means to love and be loved. Now, every morning when I wake up, I see Jack beside me and I feel grateful. My life isn't perfect, but it's filled with love. And that's all I could ever ask for. So this is my story. The story of how I found love, hope, and a second chance. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share.